Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. It's a highlight of my day to connect with you, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am. It's been so productive, and creating this program for you is a part of that. And I hope this message really will literally refresh you today. My grandfather used to always say, take the trash out daily. Take the trash out daily and keep your house smelling fresh. Keep your house smelling fresh. And see, I apply his wisdom to the house of my life. And what does this mean? What does this mean? I'm making this video for the folks in the world, and I have great compassion for you who internalize hoards and buckets of garbage that aren't yours. You literally you internalize other people's trash. That's why I call this program, Keep the Trash. Keep the trash outside. Keep the trash outside. How to stop internalizing stuff that does not belong to you. Usually I talk about solutions at the end of our programs, but today I want to bump these couple solutions to the front because they're so critical, because oftentimes, and this can really be an offshoot for individuals who have been treated poorly, who have been susceptible to neglect, verbal abuse, a variety of things. So what happens is it becomes difficult, that filter that helps you to just really separate out people's stuff and other people's garbage from your stuff. There can be impairment where that filter is concerned. And these two questions are really going to help you strengthen your filter. Quickly discern, am I dealing with my stuff? Is this my stuff here? Or am I dealing with someone else's trash? And if it's theirs, I got enough of my own stuff. I don't want to haul their trash around too. First question is, did it start with me? Did it start with me? This issue or a comment out of someone's mouth or their behavior, did it start with me? And the second question is, does this make sense? Second question, does this make sense? I recently sat with a young lady who had made her way out of an abusive relationship that she was in for about 9 years. And from time to time, this man still reaches out to her. And she had described a situation where he called her and asked her for a favor. And she declined. She's trying to move on from that relationship, or that energy, that relationship for good. And so out of his mouth comes all these insults about her being selfish, and he's having a hard time now, and kicking him when he's down. Just a lot of manipulation. And as she was describing this, I literally saw her body posture. She started to stoop. Her shoulders started to drop. Her head started to drop. And I looked at her and I said, my dear, we're about to have a Febreze moment. And she kind of looked and chuckled. She said, what do you mean a Febreze moment? I said, we're about to get some fresh air up in here because you are carrying so much of his trash. And he tricked you, girl. Well, how did he trick me? He tricked you. That's the biggest trick of all. He convinced you. He gave you some trash and convinced you to carry around a stinky load for all these years. Not only did he give it to you, but he convinced you to carry it around and smell up your life. And she laughed some more. And I said, it is laughable. It is laughable because here's the question. Did it start with you? So you're going to tell me that he met you and all of a sudden all of these problems started. He said, no, Sheila, he had serious problems when we met. Okay, we can check that one off the list. So number one, it didn't start with you. And does it make sense? Let's get into that question. Does it make sense? And she said, the thing that makes sense to me is I have been so lovely and so kind, and I can't make hide nor hair of why someone would behave this way. I said, that's the criteria. You met the 2-point checklist criteria to drop this nonsense and move on. Okay, go get some sugar cookies and bake them, something, a pie, get a recipe going, because this stuff is for the birds. And, we talked a little bit more, and it just, I can't stress this enough, that you can condition yourself. You can condition yourself to be a trash collector. You can condition yourself to be a trash collector. And I don't mean the trash collectors out on the street. I respect that work, and thank God we have that service that we pay for with our taxes. I'm talking about a trash collector of the trash that people will spew out. I'm telling you, if I was going to listen to anyone in this area, it would be me, because I've been dealing in this for over 20 years. And I will tell you, and I'm crystal clear in what I'm saying, you have no idea the depth, the breadth and depth and sheer volume of problems that people are walking around with. And I'm telling you, I talk to people about balance all the time. You're not just staying in balance for yourself out here. You're staying in balance for people too, because anything will be brought to your table. And if you cannot clearly separate out, look, this is what belongs to me over here, this pile, Lord knows I'm trying to deal with that. And this is what belongs to you. You are going to be buried under a pile of stinky, smelly garbage. I'm talking about rotted bananas, diapers, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. You go back to those questions that I share with you again and again. I will tell you, and I'm not saying this to come off as some, rough and tough person. And if you listen to my programs, you understand my heart is one of compassion. I do care about people. Now, that said, I don't put up with people's garbage anymore. I just don't do it. And that may sound harsh, but understand where I'm coming from and the deeper meaning of what I'm saying. I fought hard to get from under those trash heaps. And I'm telling you, I ain't going back. I ain't going back for anyone, because I so love the fresh air. It is yummy. It is wonderful. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And it is so important in terms of your liberation and other people's liberation. Let folks tend to their own garbage piles. You have enough. You have enough to deal with. I'm kind to everyone, especially troubled souls, because I know you're troubled. Hurt people hurt people. Healthy people infuse love, warmth, kindness, and elevation into other people's lives. But hurt people hurt people. So if anyone needs kindness, it's them. But I refuse to take on the garbage on my back. And I want you to develop the same mentality. I really do, because the more folks are left with their trash heaps, they can barely smell it. They will start to dig themselves out of those piles and into the Febreze moments. The Febreze moments of life. It's important to know what is your stuff. Own it. Own what you're working on. Own the negativity, the heap that you're managing. Own it 100%. Because the clearer you are with who you are and what you're dealing with, the clearer distinction you have that, hey, this ain't mine. This ain't mine, so I'm not going to carry this. I'm going to leave you that and go get myself some lunch. So this has been Inspirational Shorts with Sheila. Go back to those questions. Did it start with me, and does it make sense? And that'll help you keep yourself straight in terms of other people's trash heaps. I'll connect with you soon.